Returned once again today after losing my mind on Drakengard to watch some more Pop Team Epic. I was like, my computer doesn't work. I've actually literally lost my effing mind, but no, it's just the fact that my hands weren't working, clearly. But yeah, I mean, man, you know what I was thinking while playing Drakengard? I was like, you know what would go really freaking good right now with Drakengard? Some of that Pop Team Epic. I was like, boy, it's Saturday. You know what time it is for? Pop Team Epic. I was like, boy. So in this stream, we actually are covering episode 6. So we're actually halfway through the series already, which is kind of surprising, actually. It was like yesterday I started the series. Like, man, already halfway through. Sad day when you think about it. It's already halfway through the series, and I have zero idea where the series is even going, or what's even going on. Good anime when you think about it. You don't know what the hell's going on, and don't know where the hell it's going next. But, man, alright. So yeah, last week's was quite the episode, I must say. This week's episode must even be even better than last. As you can probably tell, I've lost my effing mind because I play Drakengard way too much, and I actually can't speak. Yeah, I know you just reminded me of Sun Gatsu not being back for a whole entire month. I just realised that, and now I'm depressed. Why does life hurt me in the worst possible ways when I think about it? I've got Drakengard to finish, got to do uni, and now Sun Gatsu's gone for a month. But at least we got a Pop Team Epic. At least Pop Team Epic's here to save the day, as they say. So anyway, enough of Existential Crisis. Let's actually watch this series and see what happens next in episode 6 of Pop Team Epic. Yeah, that is true. At least we return on Sun Gatsu with the arc of the century. That is the silver lining and everything. Is the arc of the century does happen at that point. So anyway, enough talk. Let's watch this episode and see what happens. So let's start this thing in 3, 2, 1. Let's begin this thing now. Wait a minute, is that Kagura? Is that Kagura? am I going nuts? That's actually Kagura. Kind of a bit more subdued version of Kagura from Gintama. I'm losing my mind, aren't I? I'm hearing Gintama people and everything now. It's driving me nuts. That's the problem now. I hear every single person from Gintama in different animes, and it's all I hear. And so that's what I think to myself: is that Gintama people again? Because last week we actually had Gintoki, didn't we? And Kintoki as well. So it made sense for them to go to Kagura next. But am I going nuts? I don't know. This OP's a bop and a half, though. This OP's a bop and a half. It is quite the catchy tune. I love this game of who the hell voices the characters this week. It's the main game of the whole entire show, is figuring out who voices the characters. I love it. It's quite a bop when you think about it. It's that kind of song you listen to when you need to listen to a song to pass time. You're like, yeah, it's quite the banger. Quite the banger, I must say. Quite the banger. It helps. It helps. Wait. Wait. I guess we get a Shogi episode. I guess we get a Shogi episode. I was not expecting this. They understood the fact that we didn't get a Sun Gods episode this week, so they were like, oh, we'll just do a Shogi episode instead. Freaking Pipimi epic, you gift to humanity. You gift. But I can't help but think about something. Are they referencing something here? Like, not the obvious one, but are they referencing something else? It seems like they're referencing something really big here and I'm just missing it. Oh my god! No! Yeah, it's high. Wait a minute, that wasn't a Cell reference, it was from Dragon Ball Z. I haven't seen that character from Tekken in ages. Like, referenced somewhere else. He actually does look like him as well, the more I think about it. It actually is him. It's Heihachi. I actually thought they were going to the Mishima Zaibatsu just then. I thought, oh my god, actually going to Mishima Zaibatsu as well. Just seal the goddamn deal. Wait, so actually put Eren in there this week. Eren's one of the voices. It is, isn't it? They are doing Dragon Ball Z, basically. Because I thought the whole entire thing just now with Heihachi was basically the thing with Cell back in the Cell arc. Or is it the Cell arc or was it the one afterwards? I think it's probably the Cell arc. That was a Nier reference, wasn't it? No. I was thinking that. I was like, no, there can't be a Nier Automata reference right now. No. I was thinking, I wasn't going to say it out loud because I was like, I might be going nuts. Because the whole entire thing was like when 9S dies and then 2B is like, you can't be doing this to me right now. It was basically exactly, no. No. I thought I was the only one. I thought, that can't be a Nier Automata reference right now. No. They did not just go there just now. I just played Dragon God for God's sake. I actually thought I thought I was going nuts. I thought I was literally losing my mind. I was like, this is not a Nier reference, is it? I was looking at this out loud and I was like, is it a Nier reference? I was like, am I just pulling too much towards the fact it's actually a Nier reference right now? I mean, it was basically exactly the same as in Nier Automata when 9S almost dies. Hey, it's a YouTube reference. It's a freaking YouTube reference. Is that a Black Mirror reference just then as well? Was that a Black Mirror reference just then? That can't have been a Black Mirror reference just then. I'm losing my effing mind, aren't I? No way did they just reference Black Mirror. I'm not even too sure. Is Black Mirror that famous as well? Actually, it's quite famous, but... Is it that famous? That would have been even deeper had it been a Sonic EXE reference. I'm still trying to get over the fact that actually might have referenced Epic, Nier Automata just then. I'm still trying to get over that because I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm actually going nuts. I could be losing my mind right now. Let's face it. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh my god, actually is Eren Yeager. Holy crap. It's gone full circle. We've had Joseph Joestar, we've had Koichi, we've had a bunch of JoJo's now. We had a bunch of JoJo's. For it to actually become JoJo Part 5, essentially, at this point. Oh man. You know what's even funny is the fact that Evo got rid of MVCI as well, and the fact that they made a Heihachi reference. It just makes the whole entire thing just even sweeter. Like, you had Evo getting rid of Masters Capcom, now you just got Heihachi in here. You just can't make this stuff up. This anime is freaking incredible. But it's the whole thing with the shogi game. There's a reference in there to something else. I can't remember what it is. I know of it, but I can't remember the name of the anime. There's a different reference. It's not a JoJo reference. This actually is a JoJo reference. It's something else. It's something even deeper. We've ever heard his voice before as well. Is it? Did they just speak Spanish just then? Or am I going nuts again? Oh Jesus, this series is freaking incredible. I still love the fact we didn't get Sangatsu this week, but we got an episode of Hot Team Epic dealing with Shoki instead. It's just like, it makes the deal even better. I mean, it could have been a Sangatsu reference in here somewhere, but I don't mind. I don't mind. Billion quadrillion. So billion quadrillion. I wanna rename my channel to Billion Quadrillion. See, I'm trying to figure out whether or not this actually is a reference to the fact when Gohan kills Cell. That's what I'm trying to figure out whether or not it actually was a reference to Gohan killing Cell. I mean, it ain't. I mean, it ain't a reference to Tekken to actually throw him into a volcano. That's when you know it's a reference to Tekken, when they actually throw him into a volcano. That's what I'm trying to figure out. I haven't actually seen Dragon Ball in ages as well, so I'm trying to figure out whether or not it was a reference to that. Yeah, that's the thing. It's set up to be a Nier reference. It's a problem. But at the same time, it's actually probably a reference to JoJo as well. I think. Also being a reference to Dragon Ball Z. So it kind of went full circle, I guess. It has to be a reference to Nier. It has to be. It is a reference. I thought it was. Because when he mentions about the fact that the AI core still remains inside her ribbon, I was like, it's a reference to Nier. I mean, you've also got the Fate reference as well. Which also could have been a He-Man reference at the exact same time, when you think about it. Also, apparently, the names at the top of the thing, on top of the shelf, all of them add up to something. I can't remember what it was, but it all added up to something. I love how the main takeaway from this episode so far has been, is that a Nier reference? Funny enough, we actually just finished playing Drakengard as well, which is the more surreal thing. I'm trying to figure out whether or not it was a Sangatsu reference. Because I was sitting there like, is this actually a Sangatsu reference I'm actually seeing here? That's why I'm trying to figure out whether or not it was or wasn't, because I don't think it is, but it could be perceived as one. If you catch my drift, because of how popular it is now, I guess. Maybe, it's because of how popular it is. But at the same time, it's like, would they actually go that far, make a reference to Sangatsu? Because I thought it's a reference to something else. That I do know. Maybe it's perceived as being a Sangatsu reference because the fact it's actually a shogi game. I don't know. And everyone kind of maybe associates the fact of Sangatsu with the shogi game itself. Maybe, I don't know. But it's a reference to something else. That I do know. I can't remember what it actually is, but there's another reference in there. It's not a JoJo reference. It's actually a different reference to a different anime. It might be to the other. Is it To Go? I think. It could be To Go, that one anime for like 2000 or something. So I'm trying to figure out if it was a reference to Go. Was it? Or am I going nuts? Because it's definitely a reference to another anime. I know that for a fact. That it also could be as well. The Pipimi was Pipimi is a character in a different show, if I'm not mistaken. When in doubt, always consult Reddit. That's what I always find out, because it always tells you whether or not you're actually on the right track or you're actually just speaking out of your ass. That's how I always find out. But I mean, hold up a second. Go anime. Oh, not Go anime. I want Go the anime. No, it's definitely Go. It has to be Go. I'm not going nuts, it's Go. It is. It's that. I knew it. I was sitting there like, it has to be this. Hello! I was like, yeah, I think that's the case. Let's go. I thought I was right. I thought I was. I was like, am I sitting here wondering if it's a Go reference or not? It was. Oh man, at least that answers one question. Yeah, it was. It is an anime. I thought so. I'm not even going nuts. It's actually on Reddit as well. I was like, ah, I knew it. Oh, so they actually do reference JoJo Bizarre Event. So the reference to the Shogi is JoJo, Tekken, and Dragon Ball Z. So it was a JoJo. I was sitting there going, it can't be the most obvious reference to JoJo, can it? And it was the most obvious reference to JoJo. I thought I was going nuts, but clearly I was actually right. For the first time in my life, I was not losing my mind. Because you sit there and wonder, am I losing my mind here? Anyway. So, okay, so I was right on one of the references, well, and also I was right on two of the references. There's no mention of the Nier reference yet, so I have no idea whether or not that section was a Nier reference. That I do not know just yet. But the Shogi match itself was a reference to Dragon Ball Z, reference to Tekken, reference to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which was the obvious one to do. I was like, this has to be a JoJo reference, but I was like, yeah, that's too obvious, too obvious. But yeah, the other thing to note was the fact that actually it's called a I can't remember the name of it. Hikaru no Go. That's the name of that's the other anime that was referenced. That's who Pipimi was dressed up as. I was like, I swear I've seen who Pipimi was dressed up as beforehand in a different anime. It was that one. I was like, ah, I knew it. But I was going nuts thinking about it. I was like, so it's one of those ones in your head you're like, do I want to say it out loud just because I'm an idiot or not? But then you have to go on the internet and actually kind of validate your actual thought, and it actually was in theory that one. Oh man! Also, apparently the Part A voice actresses were the voices of the characters from Eureka 7, which I did not know about. I thought, oh, okay. But yeah, the Nier reference has to be a Nier reference. It has to be. I'm not losing my mind here. There's a Nier reference in there somewhere. There has to be. Oh boy, but yeah. So, we're 6 episodes in currently to this anime, and it has literally not lost nothing just yet. It's still riding upon the greatness that it's actually kind of established, which is actually freaking surprising, because a lot of the time you get these shows, rarely do you ever get a show that's actually really freaking good for a long ass time, because you get those one episodes that kind of falter ever so slightly, but this one's been constantly really freaking good. I mean, it kind of throws you curveballs here and there, because you're kind of on your toes thinking about the references to each other anime in the actual show itself, because the show does in theory reference a metric ton of different things. Even I'm not going nuts, but it might be a reference to Black Mirror at the end. I might be losing my mind, but it might be a reference. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that sometimes, as I said beforehand, references can go one or two ways. It can be the fact that it's far-reaching to a point that it's actually it's just saying, oh, look at us, we're referencing, we're smart. People do tend to perceive the fact that referencing is smart humor, and sometimes it isn't. It depends on what you do with it, which is kind of what Gintama does perfectly. It's the fact that it actually kind of takes the references and actually kind of builds upon them. It actually makes a whole entire storyline out of it sometimes. Here it's exactly the same. Here the references, they're subtle enough that it makes you wonder whether or not you actually are going nuts, or you're actually seeing the proper reference itself. Which adds the whole entire show, I think, because it becomes a kind of one of those shows that you want to kind of go back and rewatch, actually kind of pick up the references that you might have missed, and then actually kind of whether or not you actually would in theory put that reference up later on. That's what I kind of like about this show as well, is the fact that references are utilised really freaking damn well, that it actually doesn't actually take away from the entire experience, no, it actually really does add to it. I mean, it was actually kind of neat the fact that we lost out on Sangatsu this week and actually got a Shogi match in this episode as well. I thought that was actually a really neat thing. I thought, yeah, it might not be referencing Sangatsu specifically, because it could have been very referencing a lot of other a lot of shogi games or animes out there, which I don't think there actually are many, but I might be wrong. Also films as well. I happened to saw one on the plane on the way over to Canada, a shogi film. But yeah, you get what I mean. It was nice to actually have that there. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. This show's freaking great. It literally is. It's one of those shows that's a nice way to start the weekend, if you get what I mean, because it's got everything you need to actually have a really freaking amazing experience and comedy, because it doesn't actually tend to falter in any way, shape, or form. It has everything, literally, to actually kind of go forward with, and actually kind of even build upon the previous episode as well, because this anime turns into, you can't predict it, and that's what makes it a lot better, because you can't predict the references it will make or how it will use them. So it actually makes the whole entire experience even more fresh as you go on, because you're always getting something new each week. You're not getting the same thing each week. Technically you are, in a sense of the referencing, but you are getting different references each week that actually does infer change. So it's actually kind of neat. And also the fact is, as I said beforehand, the use of the VAs constantly changing each week, it really does add this idea that you always kind of see something different. You don't see the exact same thing each time. Even if you see the same thing twice in one episode, you don't really care, because it's a different perspective by a different set of voice actors that really just adds the whole entire aesthetic. So yeah, I mean, all in all, this show is incredible. Literally, it is. I can't understand why this show might be hated by people, because this show is legit incredible. I love it to bits. I can't wait for the next episode next week. It's one of those ones that always keeps me going besides Sangatsu. Like, each week I'm like, Pop-Team Epic's out today as well as Sangatsu. Boy, am I ready. So yeah, it's really freaking great. I mean, animation's kind of like, it's more hit and miss nowadays, because beforehand it was actually really freaking great, and nowadays it's kind of like, it has its moments. You're like, oh, that's actually really kind of cool. Other times it's like, oh, okay. It's just kind of ordinary, but it doesn't really kind of detract anything for me, I don't think. This is really freaking good. So yeah, all in all, amazing episode of Sangatsu. Jesus freaking Christ. Oh boy, Dragon Guard actually really destroyed my brain, hasn't it? Pop-Team Epic, there we go. Really freaking great episode of Pop-Team Epic. So yeah, with all that said, I have indeed been the driver. If you have enjoyed this whole entire stream on Twitch, and you do want to leave a follow, then do leave a follow, because indeed, it does help quite a bit. If you've enjoyed what I do here on YouTube, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed, it does help quite a bit. If you've enjoyed what I do here on YouTube, and you do want to stay a little bit longer, then do leave a sub, because indeed, it does help quite a bit. But until next time, which will be tomorrow with something, or maybe something else. I have no idea what's happening tomorrow. I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.